G'day runners, Justin Thompson, Average Running PT, and I want to talk to you guys today about shoe shape, specifically in how it regards to the toe box. So let's get started, but first thing I want to do is ask you guys a question. Should we be buying foot-shaped shoes or settling for shoe-shaped feet? Go ahead and answer that question down here in the comments below. I want to know what you guys think. Foot-shaped shoes or settling for shoe-shaped feet? Alright, so go ahead and answer that and let's move on with this video. So let me just clarify for a second. What is a foot actually supposed to be shaped like? So let's take a look at this picture right here of a baby's foot. And what you'll see is that the narrowest part of the foot is at the heel and the widest part of the foot is at the toes. This is how we're born. This is the natural shape of a human foot. Now, take a look at this picture and what you'll see is that the foot has actually taken the shape of the shoe. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about when I ask about, are we cramming our foot into a shape that is not naturally supposed to be in? Now you may be thinking, well, no, that shape of the foot is just naturally what happens over time. And that's not entirely true. If you look at this picture, you'll see that even as people get older, they can still have a normal wide-shaped forefoot and wide area in their toes and narrow down at the heels. So then what is it that causes the foot like this? Well, in my opinion, it's cramming your foot into a shape that is not designed to be in. So here's what we're going to do. Let's take a look at some of the shoes that I have and see how they can actually affect the way that your foot actually develops and grows over time. So let's take a look at my 3 primary running shoes. And I want to start with my daily trainer, and I want to show you guys this is the Go Run Ride 8. And when we take a look at this shoe, what you'll notice is that the toe box is widest at the forefoot, but it comes to a point around the toes. Okay, so this means that I am trying to cram my foot into a toe box that is not shaped like a human foot. Okay, now if we consider my recovery shoe, my Ultra Paradigm 4.5, what you'll notice is a very different foot shape, where yes, it's still really wide at the forefoot, but it's also a little bit more square, so it allows for the toes to stay wide and keep that splay in the foot that is more natural. Ultra's really well known for this type of footwear. They're really known for the natural foot shape of the shoe. And then they also have some other things that they want to bring to that natural foot position, including like a zero drop and things like that. But we'll talk about the drop in another video. And third, I want to bring in my Skechers Razor 3, which again, this is more of a racing shoe. It's a speed shoe. I use it for my speed workouts, things like that, where it's, again, this one's a little bit wider in the forefoot and comes to a point a little bit more in the toes. So if we compare side by side, you can see there's a really big difference between what the toe box looks like on this shoe compared to what it looks like on this shoe. Now here's what I want you guys to consider. How much time are you spending in each one of these shoes? The more time you spend in these shoes, the more your foot is going to take the shape of whatever you are shoving it into. Okay? So, for example, for myself, I spent the majority of my life running around in this type of shoe right here. Okay, so this is a soccer cleat, and I've been jamming my foot into shoes like this from the time I was 4 or 5 years old all the way up through college. Okay, so my foot has developed into a shape that's very similar to this, which I'm not exactly proud of. However, what I've done over the last few years is wear a shoe more like this. Okay, so this is my Topo Athletic shoe that I use just for everyday wear. Now you can see I'll wear the crap out of these just because I like the comfort of an old shoe compared to a brand new one. But I will wear these probably until the sole wears out. But anyway, this is more of a foot-shaped shoe similar to the Ultras. Okay? So it's got a little bit wider toe box that allows for that natural foot shape. It's also similar to Ultras. They have the zero drop in these shoes as well. So it's more of a natural foot shape, natural foot motion that you get out of shoes like this. Now I'll also wear the Merrell glove as just the Merrell Vapor glove is just a little bit of a recovery shoe. And we talked about this in the Stack Height video, comparing the Ultras to the Merrell gloves to other daily trainers and things like that. But this also has that foot-shaped toe box where you can see it's narrow in the heel and wider up here at the toes. So again, this is more of a recovery shoe for me. I use this for going out on nice easy walks and very slow, very light jogs. So again, the thing I want you to consider is how much time are you actually spending in each of these shoes. So for myself, I spend the majority of my time in the Topos. These guys right here, like these are my shoes that I wear to work every day. And what I'm trying to do by wearing these every day is allow my foot to move in a more natural way throughout my day. Now if I spend 10 hours a day on my feet walking around in a shoe where I'm cramming my foot into the end of the toe box, what's going to happen over time is that my foot is going to start to take the shape of that shoe. But if I allow my foot to move freely, and then what's going to happen is it's going to allow it to develop and grow in such a way that it has a much more natural look and feel to my foot. Now you may be looking at these shoes and thinking, those look like clown shoes. And believe me, that's what stopped me from getting these probably 5 or 6 years ago whenever I first started hearing about this stuff. I didn't want to wear shoes that made me look literally like a clown. And sometimes you just kind of got to get over it, because this is a very natural way to allow your foot to do the things that it's designed to do and do it in a way that's going to cause you hopefully less pain over time. Now, is it okay to wear shoes that don't look like that for your runs? And I would say yes, it is okay to do that. But for me, what I want to consider is the total amount of time that I'm actually spending in each of these different kinds of shoes. So again, these shoes, they're not as natural foot shaped as the Ultras or the Topos, but I only wear these for certain runs. So these are my speed shoe, so I'm really only wearing these about once a week. And I've talked in my first run review on this shoe about how, yeah, this really pinches down on my feet, on my toes. And so if you guys want to look at that first run review, go ahead and check that out right up here. But I'm also spending 2 runs a week in this one. So in total, I'm spending about 3 to 4 hours a week in shoes like this. And the rest of my hours of the week I'm spending in shoes like this. So again, just think about what's the total amount of time that you guys are spending in a certain type of shoe, and what's the effect that that's having on the development of your foot. Because development of our body doesn't just happen during the growth phases of puberty or whatever. It happens throughout the course of our life. Our body's always changing, it's always being molded to whatever stresses that we put it under. So if we put our foot into the stress of a pointed shoe, then you want to consider what effect that's having on your foot over time. Now if you're feeling like, Justin, my foot's too far gone, it looks like this one right here, or it's getting close to that, then what I want you to do is consider getting some sort of toe spacers, and I'll link some toe spacers like these in the description down below if you want to go check those out. And I might do another video at another time about how to use the toe spacers or why they might be beneficial for runners. So if you guys are liking this content, go ahead and hit subscribe or like down below if you haven't already done that. And what I want to do next time is talk to you about the heel to toe drop. And this is a topic that I've already touched on a little bit about with the Ultras and the Topos and the Merrell shoes, where we're talking about what's the offset between the heel and the toe and how can that have an effect on your running. So if you guys like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you get notified whenever that video comes out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.